Hi and welcome to another video by yours truly Paradox, and today I'm gonna give you a first look on the Flyff Legacy. And this game I've been playing for roughly, could it be 2 months and a half now, and I'm just in love with it. It's a lot of auto-roting, it's fast paced, it takes some time to learn, but when you finally get the hang of it, there's something about just climbing the levels, unlocking new content and increasing your CP over time. And like the friends you make, which makes this game so much fun and enjoying. Not to mention like the beautiful world you're going to be encountering. So while I'm just talking about a bit of pros and cons here about the Flyff Legacy Global, we're going to be just auto-roading on this very wow factor mercenary. Okay, so without any further ado, I just want to mention that in this game you have 3 different classes. You have the Acrobat, Magician and Mercenary. But even very soon we're gonna see that each of these base classes are gonna get 2 another classes, which is gonna be very fun to get a first sight up on. And we don't really know when this is gonna be released, but they're gonna be secondary classes. I'm very hyped about that. Alright, so let us start this adventure and just come into Flarain, and right now you can see it's a bit of a winter theme here because of the OS is currently going on, and they sort of like paint up the whole town here. You can see all the flags, but I was actually looking for the Swedish flag and you cannot really see a Swedish flag, and that's a bit of a pity because we just won the gold. Anyhow. So, the game is a lot about auto-roting, as I was saying, so if I'm click on the quest here that it wants me to do, we see that I'm gonna go to this Michael and you start getting my quests and already leveling up. And one thing you're gonna be noticing early on in the beginning is that it goes very quick to level up. You'll be like rushing through level 1 to 178 in just a blink of an eye and believe that this is how fast the pace is gonna be. But what you soon notice is that that's not going to be the case. It's basically going to be certain plateaus in the game. So you will level up to 178 and then you will find other ways to grind 178 to 180 before you get your next quest. And that's how it's going to be going most of the time. So right now it's just do the main quest, then you will stop and you will have to do other ways. But aside from that, when you get used to it, it's just so satisfying to be out in this world. You can see all the animations going on here and how beautiful this world is in general. And you can play it on uncapped FPS, so depending on how good your advice is, you can be up to maybe even 120 FPS per second, but I'm playing on 60 FPS here. So we're going to be continuing just going down the road, and a thing that I do really enjoy about this game is how the developers care so much about their players. So if you would need assistance or anything, you could press the megaphone, I think you call it, up in the upper right corner, and then just send a ticket on the very far right. You see there's like a message box there. If you go there, you could just file a ticket and they will respond as soon as they can. And that's something I've been missing in a few games, and especially in a new game like this, it's just quite encouraged, and you feel appreciated that they actually take your feedback into consideration and implement it into future content. And that's something all game developers should keep in mind. It's very important. Alright, so you just see here, what I'm doing right now is I'm just continuing taking the quest. I'm not even like pressing the walking pad or anything, so there's going to be a lot of just main questing, and then what you will be noticing is quite hard to get used to if we're going to take it as a bit of a con, is that there are so many menus. You have the bottom menu, and there you open like 6 new things at once. You have the upper menu, and here's another 6 different menus up there. Then you have the challenges, and all of this is just going to be increasing over time. So if you would pay a bit of attention to what you unlock, maybe you could just keep up. But I'm gonna log into my main account here and just show you a bit how much you will access and how many different currencies there are. And I have to admit, to you right now, but it takes time to learn. So that is definitely something you will have to keep in mind if you start to playing this game. It's time consuming. It's gonna take you time to get used to all the things. It's gonna take you time to figure out how to get the T8 equipment, how to use elixirs. Even if we just look at the resources here, get used to all the different kinds of resources you can use to become a better player. It's just a never-ending story when it comes to learning. But I don't want this to discourage you. It is something you will do over time. You will basically interact with all the people who have learned this in the past, and they will teach you without any hesitation. That's basically how I've become where I am today. Just ask questions, and the community will love to help you out and say what they believe is the best way to deal with things. But always be open to experiment and do what you believe is the best way for you to enjoy the game. And what you notice now when I'm just opening the map, you see that there are different kind of areas in the world. There are actually 7 different areas, and you are in different rebirth stages when you're leveling. Each 100th level, you can, how do you pronounce it? Recarnegate or something like that. You can basically become even stronger, and in these stages you get new content, you get new things to do, you get new dungeons to take care of, and it's just like really addicting to strive for the top. And I'm nearly there at this moment, but you can see I'm only at level 665 and the max level is 700, so there's a bit to go for me. But soon they will be releasing secondary classes, and I am very hyped for this to come. We're gonna be excited to see what the game has to offer, and my sincere opinion about this is that there's a lot of potential for such a new game to just continue to stand strong in the current gaming community. And if you like to learn more about Flyff Legacy, I strongly recommend that you watch through my videos. I have already in the past covered a few tips and tricks on different aspects, but right now I'm rebuilding my YouTube channel and will try to provide even better content in shortened videos for you guys to follow and learn from. But with that said, I would like to sum up this video with just saying that the first look on Flyff Legacy is amazing, and if you happen to start playing yourself, you can join me on the Pranks server or send me a message on Discord or whatever. It's all up to you. I appreciate that you're watching my videos, and I will see you in my next one.